Our home, UC Santa Cruz, a college of 16,000, vast and beautifully forested. Our huge campus is divided into 10 colleges, each with its own unique population. To feed these populations as the university must, there are 5 dining halls placed around campus, each with their own problems.
It's really bad.
Not as good as it could be.
Pathetic.
Mixed feelings right now.
It's edible.
Tastes real nasty.
It's really off and on, to be honest.
I avoid it as much as possible.
Very inefficient.
Terrible.
Very inconvenient.
You avoid it if you actually know.
If people feel like, eating it, that's up to them. If they feel like dying faster, well, that's their own opinion about themselves,
When students are negatively describing their own dining halls this fervently, there's clearly a problem. These freshmen, many of who are on 7-day meal plans and are essentially forced to eat at the dining hall for lack of better options, are becoming increasingly dissatisfied with their food. Citing ingredient quality and lack of variety in their dining options, students are complaining and rapidly turning to unhealthy eating habits to make up for their distaste of the food.
I find the dining hall situation to be kind of pathetic. I don't enjoy going there personally. I avoid it as much as possible. I think it has a good first impression. Like you walk in, it's very modern, cool looking, has all these options, but then the more you come here, the more you realize how unhealthy it is, and you just start not wanting to be there, not wanting to eat. It's just not fun. I do not like the quality at all. I don't eat it. What I consider the cereal diet is pretty much what I'm on here. For the meat in the taqueria, they don't drain the grease, and it's disgusting. I avoid it completely. It's just not healthy at all.
Okay.
The entrees, sometimes they're decent, but for the most part I don't even look at them when I walk in because I don't want to eat it, because I don't want that nasty food coming near me.
I have conflicting feelings about that. On the one hand, it helps me survive. On the other hand, I'm subjected to terrible ingredients and distasteful food for every meal I eat. So, goodness, the burritos, terrible. Entrees vary. They range from edible to some sort of unintelligible mush.
And their food during the weekend is real meager. So it's like we're paying for this expensive food and to keep the dining halls open, yet the food that they give on the weekends at College 8 could be a little better than just the regular like brunch until dinner and the taco bar that just tastes real nasty.
On top of problems with food, freshmen arrive to find inconvenient dining hall hours. The majority of dining halls close early and on the weekends, leaving students, especially freshmen, with very limited options.
The dining hall here is not as good as it could be. First of all, Porter Dining Hall is always closed. It's one of the best dining halls, but it's always closed. Okay, late night dining, that's it's only open at the college 9, 10, and 8. I feel that's very inefficient idea. If you're gonna have late night dining, might as well be a dining hall that produce good food, not one of those ones where they just whatever.
Fries and stuff.
Yeah. And late night dining is always fries and burger, never anything special.
Cool.
And more Chinese food, kung pao chicken.
Well, one thing that I don't like is that I have class about noonish, which is lunchtime, and when I have to go to class, I have to get there early to get a good seat and all, but they don't have good hours of dining, and so when I get there, they have all the leftovers of breakfast, and so I have to wait there even longer just to get some of the better food that's fresh instead of the old, really nasty food. And so because of that, I sometimes get really bad seats during my lectures that are around lunchtime. Well, as for Porter, since it closes pretty early, on some nights. I'm pretty disappointed in that. And then they don't really tell us when some of the dining halls will be closed at what times. Like over the past couple weekends, all the dining halls have closed like before 8 o'clock. And so all the students have gone without dining halls like over the whole weekend. And so they should have like something to tell us more about when that's going to happen. That way we can be prepared for it.
Students, however, are not simply apathetic about fixing their dining halls. Students here are always looking for ways to solve problems and better their college situation, and as such have put forward possible solutions to be considered by dining hall services.
I definitely could see room for improvement in the types of meals they serve. Like, yes, they have salad and they have sandwich options, but you can only eat so much of that before you get tired of it. And so, like, the entrees, like, you can totally make them more healthy. There's so many like experts out there that teach you ways of making unhealthy meals healthy, like the pizza. Like, you can have healthy pizza, and if we just like researched that and looked into it, it's totally capable and people would be happier.
We should have less junk food because I hate like going over and all they have is like burgers and french fries because that stuff is bad for you.
Well, for one, I would suggest, as for like having my 12 o'clock lecture, that they should get the food out like sooner. That way we don't have to wait and still be late for our lectures.
What would be? Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The problems are widespread here, and the solutions are, for whatever reason, difficult to implement. Vary the menu. Stagger the hours. If the menu has to have cheap junk food sometimes to keep it inexpensive, fine. Just don't have it as the only option every day. Keep 1 or 2 accessible dining halls open later. Change is possible, and all we ask is that the Regents explore their options for improving the dining hall experience here and give dining hall services the attention it deserves to feed their students healthy food.